An ode to Idaho. There's something about the trees here. When the sun hits them, their needles glow, shine in a way that can only be described as luminescent. The sun shines differently here, highlighting every detail of the landscape in such crisp definition. You think it would be, but it's not overwhelming or overpowering. It's gentle, peaceful. Not a tidal wave, but the slow, steady ripple of the river as it brushes the rock shore. It makes you want to stand still and observe it in all its glory, every needle on every pine. The ridges of the endless intertwining webs found in each individual flake of snow covering the earth. The delicate but harsh cracks and breaks of the boulders that make up the magnificent mountains. There's not a focal point or a best view. It's all whispering gently to let it consume you fully. Slow down. Breathe deep. Let your eyes track slowly across this landscape. See it for the beauty in its details. I used to drive up Lake Creek Drive and sleep in the field at the base of Taylor Canyon a few nights a week when me and Indy were unhoused. It was one of 4 spots I rotated through during the 3-month gap between leaving my relationship, and thus the house we shared, and finding an affordable place to call home, a place unfortunately 1 state down and away from the valley I had no intention of ever leaving. A little over 2 years later, I'm staying in one of those beautiful houses I passed with tears in my eyes as I bundled up with Indy, watched the elk, and braced for another cold September night, sleeping in the Kia as winter quickly approached. I'm sleeping in the coziest king-size bed on the softest linen sheets after a long soak in the hot tub. Warm coffee and sunlit hills greet me in the morning as I cook my breakfast. Indy is sleeping on the kitchen floor while I get ready for one of the countless nearby skis and a stop into town. I'm warm and safe, and I'm no longer crying over a man that really never did anything to deserve my love. I hope he's grown and done better for himself as I have for me. I'm stable with a life full of community, friendship, adventure, confidence, and joy. A life that girl just 2 years ago couldn't really believe was possible in such a short amount of time. It's so reaffirming to be back in a place I last felt weak and slow and scared and insecure, and be filled to the brim with joy and strength. The constant back and forth juxtaposition of my sadness at the memories, the missed experiences from not living here the past 2 years, with the joy of returning the person I wanted to be back then. Returning with the growth I needed to get to that spot. The overwhelming desire to have these experiences be my day-to-day again, only overpowered with the acknowledgement and gratitude for the choice to leave that brought me here. The anxiety occasionally overwhelms my brain and body, my hands jittering, my eyes darting around in public for a familiar face. My tears stream as I drive the roads that run through my mind wherever I go. But as soon as I park, my feet touch the ground and the environment envelops me. Calm takes over. Still sporting the overalls I bought a month before leaving, now threadbare and faded, Indy feels it too. From pacing around the familiar house to his loose, happy trot as soon as he leaps from the car at the trailhead. We're at peace, settled and secure by the earth we love so dearly. The trees sway and the sun beams rainbows around us. The wind kissed my cheeks, drying my tears as I smile and playfully tassels my hair like a friend I've spent too long away from. Kindred spirits. Everything seems to come together to calmly say, "We love you. We're here for you. You're safe with us." It was a whisper I heard the first night I drove into Haley. I parked my car, looked at my partner, and said, "I want to stay here. This is it." When me and Indy moved into my Kia Sportage as my relationship came tumbling down, that whisper filled me with love. As we sweat in the August heat, getting used to life in a car, the river water kissed my skin so gently, letting me know I wasn't alone. The sunsets and morning alpine glow never failed to put on a show, telling me not to lose hope, that even in the darkest times, there's beauty everywhere. The grass swayed with my hair in the breeze, the birds, the mule deer, the elk, the wildflowers, Indy and me, all in alignment. All raw, vulnerable, living beings just surviving in this wild place. No masks to hide behind, no rush to get back to somewhere else. One and the same. This was supposed to be our home. There's 2 years of memories filled with other spaces that were supposed to be created here. There are faces passing by on trail that I should recognize, but I'm a stranger to them, a tourist in a place that feels the most like home. I feel myself grasping, clinging onto the details. I can't forget the name of that hike or every peak in the area or what road you turn onto when you're trying to avoid traffic. I can't let it go, because what happens if I do? What if I forget the name of the gulch with the endless sea of balsam root, or the trail I took Indy on for his first hike? What if I forget how to drive to my favorite hot spring, or which turn to make to my favorite coffee shop? The alpine lake where my relationship started to crumble, or the meadow me and Indy called home for so many months? What if I forget the address that still sits on my driver's license 1 year from its inevitable expiration date? What if I can't remember Idaho? What if the place I was determined to never leave, the one place that felt like a perfect home, starts to slip from my mind? Like it was never real in the first place. Like it was a dream. Like I was a dream. A blink of an eye to the place I've held in my heart since the day I stepped foot there 4 years ago. The fear and anxiety that if it slips, I'll never get it back. I'll never call it home again. I'll never feel at home again. That this place that holds so much meaning to me, to my story, to Indy's, will stop being a part of it. And as much as I tell myself that's not true, as grateful and blessed I feel to be where I am right now with friends I would have never met if I stayed, experiences I will cherish forever, and a much healthier sense of self, I don't actually know. I don't know if or when I'll find my way back. I don't really know what's next for me, and for now, I'm just going to be okay with that. Remnants of that life still circle around me even now. The quilt on my bed, a birthday gift from his aunt. The entry table I built for our home sits across the room from me now, having seen 3 new homes since. The pieces of art sitting in old frames on new walls. Got new socks, but I still wear the same shoes I pulled out of the trash can at the ranch we worked at together. I use the same skis. I ride the same mountain bike. Heat the water for my morning coffee with the same kettle I bought the day we moved in together. The pain and joy and disappointment over years of life with someone who is now a stranger, all symbolically placed onto a silly mug or a pair of snowshoes. Intangible but inseparable, the traces we all leave on each other's lives. I carry all the people and places I have loved with me. The connection I found to the land in Idaho brought me closer to the earth everywhere I go. It taught me the language of the waters, the trees, and the rocky peaks. As I drive away back south to my home in Durango, all I can say is thank you. I love you, and I'll see you soon, friend.